Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR Heat 5 career mode here on the channel. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we have race 2 of the playoffs coming your way here at a track that we haven't had the greatest history at here in the past, no matter how good of a car I have here at Richmond Raceway. So things are a little bit maybe not as calm as last episode. We only come into this race here 10 points above the cut line. So one of the positives though is this sets the tone for Bristol. We're going to know exactly what we're going up against going into Bristol Motor Speedway in the next episode. A little bit later than Chase Elliott would probably like to go there, but we were excited for that one because if we can come out of Richmond honestly above the cut line, that's a massive win. If we can come out of here within 5 points of the cut line, I'm pretty positive because Bristol, aside from the win from Daytona, that was probably our best oval race of the season, or at least one of the best, so I definitely have high hopes going into that one. Now it starts with a decent qualifying run here though in Richmond, but unfortunately it was a little bit lower than what I was expecting. P25 for this Federated Auto Parts 400 qualifying, so the usual. We got some work to do, as you can see the rest of the order, hoping that we can maybe have a repeat of Darlington where we struggled on short run speed, and that was kind of the vibe earlier this season in Richmond. We struggled in the short run, got better in the long run, so hopefully we can capitalize on that here throughout this episode as you see the rest of the qualifying effort now is up towards the top 10 or up towards the pole. Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, your front row. If you remember back to last episode there in the Southern 500 at Darlington Raceway, that throwback weekend, we saw Brad Keselowski actually make a very late race pass on the number 20 of Christopher Bell and advance himself into the round of 12. So unfortunately, Bell was within a lap and a half of winning himself in, but he's going to have to wait a little bit longer now as the green flag is going to be out here from Richmond Raceway. Now behind that number 48 of Alex Bowman, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick lead the way to the green flag here as we head down towards turn 1 under the lights in Richmond, in my opinion, the way it should always be at Richmond, under the lights here. As you can see, 3 wide in front of us. Shout out to Cody Ware, who had a fantastic starting effort here for that Rick Ware Racing number 51 team here as we head down up the inside of Ryan Newman into turn 3, actually into the back briefly of Cody Ware. A bit of a stack up there on that inside line, so just trying to be patient, trying to be calm. I kind of understood the assignment here as Brad Keselowski, he actually took the lead on this opening start. Started on road 2, took the lead over Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick. I overshoot turn 1, we're 3 wide with Ross Chastain and Ryan Newman. As you can see myself driven now down to 25th where we kind of kick things off, and then I overshoot turn 3. Austin Cindric takes advantage of it. Now he lunges up my inside, so immediately you can see myself making some errors here with overshooting my braking zone. So I'm just diving in way too deep and just leaving the inside wide open. When you leave the inside wide open at Richmond, it's a death sentence. They're going to slide up your inside and take the position, and it was a continuous thing that I was doing over the course of these opening laps. I had dropped down to now 27th place. It got worse because I just couldn't get my car to plant on the inside. I overshoot turn 1 insanely that time there and actually get to the side of Ross Chastain. I put him up towards the wall. We were briefly 4 wide. We were about to drop down to 30th place because of these errors I had made in these opening 5, 6, 7 laps just about here. So myself, trying to get too much out of this car has cost us a lot here in these opening laps, and we only have 19 laps in stage 1. And finally the pain would kind of come to an end right here as I would let Daniel Suarez pass. We dropped down to 32nd place. An absolutely atrocious, miserable opening 7 complete laps here from Richmond. But like I said, the pain would end here. I would get the elbows up. I started hitting my braking zones, kind of got into gear there a little bit and kind of came back down to reality, and we started to get back on the move here. Now passing Suarez, passing Stenos up the inside of Austin Cindric. We're passing him as well up into 28th place we go, and we just continue to try and focus on moving forward. Now an easy pass to the inside of the number 66 of Timmy Hill. There's a P27. Next up, Ryan Newman, but actually no, it would end up being Cody Ware who would fall behind. So I would pass Cody Ware. I had Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Right behind me again, and he was really quick here in these opening moments of this first stage. So I didn't have much to fight him, and I didn't really want to fight him, so I actually let him go here on lap 15. I know we are not fighting for stage points right now, so there's no point in really fighting for 26th place, it felt like. So unfortunately the car was getting better, but we didn't have enough time to really get much further. So we came straight to the final lap here of stage 1. Denny Hamlin took the lead, won stage 1. We're down this back straight away. It's going to be P27 for us in stage 1. Absolutely terrible. But however, I wasn't hitting the panic button because I saw the pace in this car as this run was going on, and I know stage 2 is about double the length just about of stage 1, and then stage 3 is about the same length of stage 2. I do make a couple of minor adjustments there with the wedge, trying to free it up a little bit because I was really struggling with the tightness, and that was another thing with me overshooting the corners as well. That didn't help that the car was really tight. So we get back underway for stage 2 where Kyle Larson all the way down to 25th place. What is going on there? But it's time to get amped. Turn up the volume. There you have the AM segment here from Richmond Raceway, and come back just in time for Corey LaJoie sending one up my inside down to P27 again as Martin Truex Jr. currently leads. We are seeing a lot of pace out of the Joe Gibbs cars. Kyle Busch started on pole. He's since fallen outside actually of the top 10, but then Hamlin won stage 1. Truex led some laps, but the caution comes out here on the back straightaway a little bit later now as Alex Bowen was now leading this race. So caution out, nobody needs to pit to make it to the end of the stage, so we would all stay out and just get ready to go back green here from P26. Nothing changes there, and we are back underway here with 27 laps to go in the stage, and we have 31 laps to field. So we are 4 laps to the good, so really no concerns whatsoever here down into turn 1, all over the back of that DoorDash Toyota Camry of Bubba Wallace. And keep in mind that is a driver that we're battling here in the playoffs. Now, Bubba Wallace won the opening race, I think it was, of this career mode, didn't he? It was the Daytona 500 he won. So he was able to get himself in the playoffs right off the bat. For him, though, or unfortunately for him, I would pass him, and I would start to make some passes up into P25, which unfortunately is like the best we've ran since like lap 4. So we continue though moving forward. We are passing Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson, what is going on with him in that number 5, who's been the strongest driver all season long without a victory? He still hasn't won. We've won before Kyle Larson has now, but we would pass him, and he was continuing to struggle here, and I would move up into P22 with Bubba Wallace now behind me. P23, caution comes out again here in stage 2, so a bit of a caution-filled stage so far as Alex Bowman and Chase Elliott currently the top 2 drivers. So once again, though, nobody pits, so we would get ready to go back green immediately here, about halfway now through the second stage, so we still got a good chunk of time to go, and I kind of had a feeling right here that that was going to be the last caution of the stage. So 18 laps complete, 18 laps to go. Let's try and settle in here, and I was really happy though that these cautions were happening, because the more the tires are wearing, the better my car is getting compared to these drivers around me. So I was realizing the opportunity here, closing myself up to the grid once again, where my tires are even better, and we might have an opportunity to gain some positions. There's Kyle Busch there on our outside as he continues to fall down the order as well. Unfortunately, he would have enough pace to stay ahead of me, and then I have a bit of a moment here, lap 21 out of turn 2 sideways, nearly into the inside wall with my name written all over that thing, but we hold on. But unfortunately, we just gave up a handful of positions. Now, once again, alongside Kyle Larson, who's actually going to be able to get back out in front of me, and he was trying to, of course, drive his way through the field. However, it didn't work, because I would get back past him, and we would continue on our way up into P21, passing our teammate now of Austin Dillon. Unfortunately, though, that was as far as it went. We cut straight through to 2 laps to go, and we were just now running down the next car, which is our other teammate of Tyler Reddick. Eric Jones leading the way to the final lap of the stage. He's not in the playoffs. It doesn't matter for him. However, I mean, what an impressive performance that 43 team is having here tonight under the lights in Richmond, side by side with Reddick as we head down into turn 1. Once again, it's no stage points or anybody on Richard Childress Racing. Richard Childress Racing in general really struggling today, obviously, when I am now the best RCR car in 20th place. We're 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Not the night we are looking for so far. Side by side with Bell. It's going to be, though, P20 as 10th place crosses the line to bring out the caution to end the stage. I could have sworn I was like a little bit ahead of Bell, but NASCAR deems us in P20 behind that number 19. Now, this time, everybody coming into the pit lane here for fuel as well as tires. Eric Jones wins the stage, so no playoff points handed out here in stage 2 to a stage winner, as we fortunately do gain a spot on the pit lane here. So we will be restarting P19 on the inside, exactly where I was hoping we would start here now, as we have just below 40 laps to go in this race. Ever since we had fallen down the order early on in stage 1, it's been nothing but forward movement, other than that one little mishap there in stage 2 with nearly going head on into an inside wall. But we're 3 wide here with Matt DiBenedetto as well as Bubba Wallace. Briefly goes back down to 2 wide as we head down into turn 3. Bubba leaves the space open. I overshoot the corner though, so I can't quite make it work for myself here as we exit that 4th turn, still side by side with the Wood Brothers Racing 21 machine. You can see where our car is really lacking here is in that straight line. We were losing so much ground on both the front and back straightaway, but definitely front straightaways felt like where I was losing more compared to the back straightaway. So we would settle in briefly behind that 21 of Matt DiBenedetto. We got Almirola now slipping one up my inside, and you can still see that even after the stage 1 mishaps there in these opening few laps, I'm still overshooting some corners here and there, and it's just I wasn't confident on the braking in this car, and just I wasn't really confident in general with this car here tonight under the lights, and that was of course feeding into those mishaps that I was making. Now is Kyle Larson, lap 65 up my inside. This is races for 20th place here, as we're on the outside trying to make it work, but Larson seems to be finding a little bit more pace in that car as this final stage gets underway here. Michael McDowell as well up my inside here. As you can see, the battle for the lead was continuing as well, but Tyler Reddick just drove right through me in turn 1. Reddick just door slammed us, and we were way up the track. We're going to lose a spot to Reddick, as well as our other teammate of Austin Dillon's going to go by. So, as you can imagine, not the most impressed that my RCR teammate just drove through me into turn 1 right there. As we come through to these closing 30 laps now, we were falling down the order a little bit. We're down to P25 as the 17 of Chris Buescher is making a pass on us. Now, fortunately, we would actually start to move our way back forward. So, following Chris Buescher through the grid, we pass Austin Dillon, and look what we have here. We had found our teammate of Tyler Reddick again. It didn't take as long as I was hoping it would here, or expecting it to, as we were now 26 laps to go, and I said, okay, how can we maybe use up Tyler Reddick a little bit? Well, we're going to do it right here. Run into the side of him on the exit at turn 4. I think it's fair play. He drove through us in turn 1, you know, that 10 or so, 15 laps ago, so we have to get a little bit of payback on him there and use him up a little bit now as we get past him. And actually, I'm going to use up Michael McDowell a little bit there on the exit at turn 2. That one was not intentional, but we get past him anyways, move up into 22nd place with 25 laps to go in this race here now. Just trying to manage the tires, just trying to get to the end of this race. There's no green flag pit stop necessary to get to the end of this race here. So just putting in the best pace I can to try to run down Kyle Larson as well as Buescher up there in Stenhouse and Bubba Wallace. But it was proving to be a difficult task here now. As 15 laps ago, we were closing. Stenhouse was now P21, and we were getting closer and closer. Kyle Busch, by the way, had the final stage of a lifetime because we were nearly passing him earlier. He had driven himself through the grid to the lead of this race as we were closing in on the final 10 laps. Now all over the back of that NOS Chevrolet Camaro of Stenhouse here on lap 90 up the inside here, trying to complete the pass for P21. Easy pass, actually. We clear him on the exit of turn 2. Now, next up being Bubba Wallace, our objective here to move into the top 20, and we're alongside that DoorDash Toyota Camry. Kyle Busch actually is into turn 1 as we exit turn 2, so we are going to be close to going a lap down, but that's not going to happen because a caution comes out actually here late in this race. That's going to give us a late race restart. We'll see what happened here. It's Ty Dillon actually, who just goes for a simple spin. It looks like he loses a tire. Around it goes Bowman, slams into him, but nobody's coming to the pit lane here, so we would stay out and get ready to go back green. Actually, one car ahead of us would pit. I don't know exactly who it was, but that would move us up now into P19. So we're on the inside with 6 laps to go. It's 6 laps to go. It's a playoff race. We need points. I send one up the inside of Newman, and now Marola. We're making 3 wide. Look at this. We just passed like 4, 5, 6 cars in one go. We know it's late in the race. If we can get really aggressive on the restart, we gotta do it, and we sure enough do. And look at the gains we just made. That might be what we needed to make sure we advance into the round of 12, going into Bristol Motor Speedway. Now up into 14th place here, about the same area where we finished earlier in the season. Unfortunately, he wouldn't get any better than 14th. Eric Jones, I had a shot at him. He would start the drive away. Kyle Busch is still leading this race, and I'm trying to close in on Martin Truex Jr., one of 2 rivals. Him and both Eric Jones are rivals to us here in this career mode currently. As we continue to just try and play nice, though, I said, you know what, we made it this far. Let's not run into the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. P14 would be one heck of a recovery drive here. So Kyle Busch kicks off the final lap. We're close to Truex. If he leaves the door wide open here in turn 1, of course, we gotta at least try and take it like that right there. He's gonna leave the door open. I'm gonna slice to the inside, but I'm gonna make sure I don't run into the side of him here on the exit of the corner, which we stay behind him just fine here as we head down towards turn 3 for this final time. But the caution comes out again on the final lap, so the yellow is gonna end the race. Kyle Busch will win here in Richmond. He was gonna win either way, and I don't think I was gonna pass Martin Truex Jr., so I don't really think it really changed anything here. However, a lot of cautions, a lot of accidents here. Unfortunately, we only saw one of them in the replay system, but quite a few yellows flew under the lights here in Richmond, one of those wild Richmond races, and we took advantage of that last restart there. And fortunately, us getting the elbows out gave us 5 points of an advantage to work with going into Bristol, where, look at this, 8th all the way through 14th are separated by just not a lot of points. It's going to get close. I mean, one thing goes wrong, you never know. It's so easy for things to go wrong in NASCAR Heat 5, so we're not really safe in my opinion. The only 2 drivers that are, of course, guaranteed safe right now is Brad Keselowski as well as Kyle Busch with the wins, and they're locked in. Bubba Wallace, he's going to have to win no matter what to get in. William Byron, 20 points out. It is still possible, and look at this. Unfortunately, it's myself, Reddick, Austin Dillon, all right on that bubble there to get in, so it's going to be tight for us now, as you can see in the points there. Denny Hamlin is locked in on points as well. Harvick on down. None of them are locked in, but realistically, him and Bell are for sure locked. As always, if you guys guys enjoyed, you know what to do. I'll see you guys in the next one at Bristol Motor Speedway, where I think we're not only going to be a threat to make it into the next round, but a threat to win that race potentially as well, after our top 5 finish there earlier in the season there, CP5. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching one more time. Have a great day, everybody.